Hey everyone, so I know that you were super struggling at the end of class on calculator stuff. So I'm going to go through the calculator steps, and please feel free to rewind and rewatch this video as much as you possibly need to in order to get the steps. So here we go. I'm going to screen share my, my calculator, and we are going to do the best that we can to make this work for us, okay? So when we are looking at, give me 1 second here. We're gonna try this one more time to screen share my calculator. I'm sorry for my birds. Of course, they're obnoxious as soon as I go home. So here's what we've got, guys. I hope that you're able to see my arrows so that way I can point to things a little bit better. If you get lost, over here on the right-hand side is going to be every single button that I push, okay? So one of the equations, whenever we go to enter in any equation, you're gonna wanna push this y equals button right here. So when we go to enter these equations, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna clear anything else out that we have. And one of the equations, if we look back, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna redo with you question number, let's do question number 15. So question 15 said negative, so remember your negative is down at the bottom, negative x squared minus 2x. So remember your x is right here next to that green alpha, plus 24. So when we go to graph it, anytime that we want to graph this, we're going to push this graph button and it's going to show up in your calculator. Okay, so what I'm estimating is I see that there is a 0 right here and there is a 0 right here. So what I showed you in class is I know that there is 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's a 0 at 4 and I think there's a 0 at -6. So the first thing I showed you in class is to look at your table. Well, table is here in blue, which means I need to hit the blue second button, go to my table. And what we're looking at is we're looking at the places where y is equal to 0. So I can see on my table that y is equal to 0 here at +4, which is one of the places I looked at. And I'm gonna go up, I'm pushing my up arrow a bunch of times. And I can see on my table again where y is equal to 0 is here at -6. So I would have roots, 0, solutions, x-intercepts at -6, 0, and also at 4, 0. So that's the way that we can solve these problems using our table. Now, not all of our problems are gonna be able to do it on table. So again, I press the graph, I can look at this. So I already know what the answers are, so we can check our stuff, knowing that we have an answer here at -6, 0 and at 4, 0. So the other thing I told you was you can go to your calc menu. Again, calc is written in blue, so we hit second, trace, and we use the 0 feature. So press number 2. It asked you to do left side, right side. So if this is my 0, any x value on the left of it, so up here, so find a when x is 3, I'd be here on the graph. It was my left side of this. And on my right-hand side, so here's the 0, find something that's bigger. When x is 5, my y is down here. So I'm gonna put my blinky guy left side, right side, because x is less than the 0 here and my x value is greater than the 0 here. Well, right now my x is at 0. So I'm gonna move it so it is closer to 3. So here it's about 3. So this is my left boundary. I'm gonna press enter. And you can see that they're kind of giving you these boundary lines in here. That's good. This line showed up on the left side of where I think my 0 is. So then I'm gonna move my guy to the right side. Right side is bigger than where my 0 is. Well, I think my 0 is at 4. We know it is. So I make sure that my right side is bigger than that. My blinky guy, if I drew a straight up and down line, it would be here, and I see that that would be bigger than where I'm at, so I press enter. And you can see on my calculator, it has those boundary walls. So I'm saying, hey guys, my 0's in between these two numbers, and that's good. Your calculator, if you're using the Calculate 84 app, does not show both sides. It just spits you out the answer on a graphing calculator. So if you're using a real one, you will have to press enter one more time and it gives you that 0. Okay, so let's practice that one more time. Second trace, we're gonna do the 0. Now again, I see that my 0 is here on the left-hand side, or this other 0 is here at -6. So left of -6 on the number line would be something like -7. So I'm gonna make my X value, I'm looking at this number right here, closer to -7. There's where I think my 0 is, about there. I'm gonna go where it is close to -7. I'm gonna press enter. Right side is greater than my 0. So if my 0 is here at -6, I'm gonna maybe go to -5. -5 is greater than -6. So I'm gonna go to -5, press enter. Again, you can see these walls that my 0 is in between the walls. So I'm gonna press enter one more time and it's gonna give me that 0. So you can do those steps over and over again. Now on this video, I'm gonna give you a third option, which some of you, this might be a little bit easier for you. Go back to your y equals. Push down. We're gonna enter in a second equation. We're gonna enter in that y is equal to 0. Okay, because that's what we're finding. We're finding where is y equal to 0. So if we graph this, we can see that just like in class, I highlighted that x-axis. We're gonna go back to our calc menu, so second trace, but this time we're gonna find the intersection. So we're gonna do option number 5, intersect, number 5. And I want you to press enter 3 times. Don't even read these questions. Just listen to my directions. We're gonna press enter, 1, 2, 3. And guess what it gives us? It gives us the intersection, which is when y is 0 and x is 4. It gives us the 0. So we're gonna do that same thing again. Second trace, we're gonna find the intersection. And then this time I'm gonna make my curve. I am gonna do a little bit of work because I don't want it to give me that same answer again. So I'm gonna move that little blinky guy. I hope that you saw him. Over closer, there's my blinky guy that I'm talking about. I moved him closer to this 0. I don't have to care about left side, right side. I just moved him closer to that one. Press enter once, twice, 3 times. And it gives us that intersection again, -6, 0. So let's try one more example. I'm gonna give you, this is gonna be question number 16 on our homework. So I'm gonna clear that one out and I'm gonna enter in x squared plus 7x minus 8. And I'm gonna leave this y equals 0, 1 in there. Let's see what this looks like. There's my parabola. There's my y equals 0. There's my x-axis. I can either do left side, right side, right side. I think my zeros are at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, -8 and +1. Okay, so I know where my zeros are. I can see them on the graph. I can check my table. I see here's +1 right there when x is 1, y is 0. And I also had it here when x is -8, y is 0. So there's my table. But I'm gonna go back and try that intersect again. Option 5, intersect. Press enter 1, 2, 3 times. And it gives us that intersection, that 0 at 1, 0. I'm gonna do that again, second trace. Option 5, intersect. Now I'm gonna move my blinky guy closer to the other 0, because again, I don't want it to give me that same number. So I'm gonna just keep pressing this over button and I moved him closer. And now I'm gonna press my enter 3 times, once, twice, 3 times. And it gives us that intersection of -8, 0. So now you guys have 3 different ways in order to find zeros using your calculator. You can look at the table and find the x values when y is equal to 0. You can do your 0 feature, which is using your left side, right side, but some of you are really struggling with the whole left, right. If you are struggling with left, right, then maybe add that second equation of y equals 0 and use that third feature, that intersect feature, okay? So you've got 3 tools in your toolbox in order to use your calculator. Good luck. Let me know if there are any issues.